Good day, everybody, and welcome back to Doc Talk. And I'm here with the beautiful Marilyn from Sedona. What a beautiful place Sedona is. We were just here with them yesterday, weren't we?
We were, yes.
So what we wanted to do is we just wanted to, for the fun of it, because she's so full of life and she wants to share it. She's gonna tell you what has happened in 24 hours, if anything. But we'll find out what has happened, right? Okay.
Yeah, just something major, cathartic in my life. I came here thinking we were gonna take care of the abdominal adhesion problem I had, and what I didn't realize, I listen to you talk all the time, and you talk about the issues in your tissues, and it didn't quite click in my brain. And I was going to have a consultation with you later sometime this week. And I thought I was writing my questions out. What would I ask you? And I kept finding this question that I wrote like 3 times about, well, yeah, but if I erase and replace, how do I get rid of the emotions in my tissues? And I couldn't figure it out until this morning when we did the session. And a couple of sessions, and the emotions started coming up. They started coming out, and I didn't even realize that I had any blocks. Well, I knew I had blocks, but
Where was Sage working? And how long did it take to start stirring?
He worked on my shoulder, which I had I had loss of range of motion for 12 years in it after the mastectomy. So I knew that the right shoulder had a problem.
Right.
I knew there was a block there. And so I expected if some emotions came up, they would come up when he worked on the right side. And nothing came up on that side. So then he started working on the left side, which I didn't have any pain on. I didn't have
anything prior to him working.
It
was the silence. It was the silence that fooled you.
Well, I when it came up, I thought, wow, it must be because it's so close to my heart, and the heart energy.
So what came up on this side? What were you feeling?
I just had this overwhelming breakthrough. It was all of this emotion started pouring out of me really strong. I mean, like, I started sobbing, I started crying, and the tears were running down my face. And I realized that stuck energy in my arm started with that mastectomy, and that emotion that was trapped was belonging to my sister who died of breast cancer. And so when I had that mastectomy, and she and I were real close, and we talked on the phone every day, and I was kind of an empathic person, and so I'm sure that I absorbed a lot of her emotions.
So here's the problem, and it's not about being heartless. Okay, so it's not about being cold. But the more you sympathize with someone, the more you're going to pick up their dis-ease, because that's what you're doing. You want to take their burden off. You have to take it on yourself. The reality is to support someone in strength, not in weakness. And the reality is this. We had a personal treatment and training here, and her father, okay, when she was young, from the time that she remembers, her father would quiver. His voice would quiver. Nobody knew what the answer was. When she was 6 years old, she loved her father, and she's closer to her father than she is her mother. So what do you think you would do if you loved your father?
You would
understand that birds of a feather will flock together.
You'd want to be like your father.
That's right, and you'd want to show that he's not alone. Now, how can you show that your father's not alone?
Well, whatever illness he had, you'd pick up.
That's right. So she did. So now she's a grown woman, and guess what? This did not come up until almost the whole week was gone, because people don't know that they're subconsciously hiding things.
No,
you know,
they
like
don't.
we'll actually be talking to someone, and saying, okay, what surgeries have you had? What have you had? What's this? What's that? And guess what? People won't even bring up that they got mesh put in their groin because they don't consider it a surgery. Do you understand?
Yeah, I do.
It's like breathing now. It's a normal way of life. But anyway, so I'm talking to her and I'm going, so how many kids you have? Well, she says, we have 2 kids. And I says, well, you do know which one of them is closer to you? And she goes, oh, my son is. He's closer to me. And I said, have you noticed anything with your son? Oh my God. She goes, oh my God. Oh my God. And she looks at her husband and she goes, he's starting to quiver in his voice. I said, how old is he? Are you ready for this? He's almost 6.
Wow.
Did I make my point? So let's talk about you and your sister.
Okay.
All right? Let's talk about why you took on.
I took on my sister's energy because my relationship with my mom was really messed up. My mother was mentally ill, so the mothering that I got from my mother was pretty dysfunctional, very dysfunctional, terrorizing, really. That came up in the afternoon, the second session today.
What, when he was working where? When Sage was working where?
When he was working on my TMJ.
Oh yeah, well guess what?
Yeah, that was hidden
Those
away.
are words unspoken. Those
Yeah.
are words, were you ever like this? You make me so mad. Or, oh, I just want to,
Oh, I wasn't allowed to say a thing.
Yeah.
I had to be the good little girl,
Yeah.
and so I was.
Right,
And there it was, all buried in my jaws.
right,
And when it came up, it exploded.
right.
It exploded.
I hear you.
And the emotion was totally overpowering for me. One of the questions on my list was, why does my body shake when I get this really strong emotion, any strong emotion? I thought it was fear, but I'm not so sure it's fear.
It wasn't a fear, it was an energy block.
It was an energy block, yeah.
It's just like trapped energy causes chaos.
Yeah.
So trapped energy in the ground can cause like an earthquake.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happens is trapped physical blocks throughout your body. When you want to move the energy out, okay, and it can't get out because of the issues in your tissues.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to cause a rumble.
So it rumbled out quite loudly, kind of like a volcano. When it came out, I was yelling and screaming, and I'm kind of a controlled person. I don't do that, but I did today, and I let it out, and it came out very loud and forcefully, and my whole body changed. It changed me tremendously, and in so many small little ways. My whole life I have tried to be perfect. I've tried to control everything, and now I see already, that just happened this morning, and I see already that I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to control. I can't control the weather.
Who are you dancing for?
Yeah, who? But I've been trying to dance perfectly, and I looked at the alert on my phone, and it said, well, it's gonna snow or rain this afternoon, and I said to myself, so who cares? If it snows, it snows, or if it rains, it rains. That's not, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to jump.
You don't have to become under the weather.
No, I don't have to worry about this weather alert.
Yeah.
It's, who cares?
Yeah.
It's just but what I realize is that's a change of attitude for me already. I don't have to jump through the hoop anymore.
Yeah. So you've been here for like 3 days now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see what goes on here. It feels peaceful, but do you see how much goes on here?
I'm beginning to learn, yes.
Yeah.
It's
And do you see, how do I act with, even though everything I've got going on? How do you find that?
I find that you are incredibly high energy. You're moving from task to task all day long, interacting with a tremendous amount of people, helping people. And though when I needed you, you were there, and you have this capacity to exude peace, unconditional love. The energy was tremendously calming for me. And when I felt in this space of vulnerability and complete change of what everything I understood about life, because all of a sudden I was somebody else. And I got that calm from you. I got that peace, that unconditional love that is tremendously healing. And that, what a gift.
How do you feel about yourself now?
I feel differently than I
Like
did.
how? Like how?
I feel, now I know how to totally accept myself.
Isn't it amazing that we do so much work? So many people out there working emotionally. Like, we know that the invisible creates the physical, meaning that your emotions, which is energy in motion, creates what you are. When you finally wake up and you want to work on that emotional part and you want those breakthroughs, isn't it amazing that now it's not the emotional that's blocking you, it's the physical, because it's become beef jerky and you've locked in so much of that stuff that you couldn't process down in your physical body, and now it's stopping you from moving forward. Do you know how many people get to the point of wanting to just enjoy their life, kick back, smell the roses, and really like take that peaceful moment? But the mind is wanting it, and the physical body's going, you know what? You've turned me into a stiff piece of beef jerky. And you can't get that, because I don't care what age you are. There's a little girl, there's a little boy in all of us, And I'll tell you, when you start getting stiff in your joints and stiff in your muscles, you get grumpy when you're older.
I don't like being grumpy. I like smiling.
Yeah, I know you do. And you're doing a great job. But what I'm saying is that people don't get that it's just right there, and that you can get it, you can have it.
It's right there.
Yeah.
But you got to want it.
Yeah.
You got to go after it. You have to move through your subconscious, which is trying to hold you to the norm that's norm for you.
You have to become a Braveheart.
You have to.
And you have to not be scared about going in and going inside, because, I see it all the time. You saw the man I was talking to out there?
Yeah.
There's no way he wants to look inside. He's been told that he's not a little boy anymore, but he's been told that inside there's something ugly in him. But you can see that he's got some anger stuff, he's got some stuff he's pushed down, suppressed, and all he needs to do is just go in there and find out that it's a beautiful place in there. But people have been scared to go in there and do that. So that's why, people will go and they'll get therapy that does this. It's going to be okay. But it's not going to be okay. It's not going to be okay until you become the Braveheart way. So you got to go and say, I got this. I'm doing this. Like, that's what that says. I've got this. I'm a Braveheart. She actually put this on her T-shirt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I knew that I would need this on my T-shirt. I knew this wasn't going to be here's a little Swedish massage. I knew this was going to be intense.
And there are times when all we want is a Swedish massage.
That's sometimes.
Because it's totally therapeutic. But when you want to get down to work and you want to release the invisible bonds that bind you and fly again.
You have to be willing to face what needs to be faced.
Yeah.
If you just bury your head in the sand and you'll just keep getting the same thing, which is dysfunctional life. And I don't want that. I want my life. I want to love myself. I didn't even know what it meant to truly accept myself until today. How could I? I didn't even really know what was stuck inside me. And now I see that that little girl, when I was a little girl, I was traumatized. And I didn't even understand that. I just thought, well, everybody has a difficult life. And you do the best you can, which you do. But I love that little girl. And I want her to feel safe. I want her to feel whole and to enjoy life and be happy. But I couldn't get there until I got all that beef jerky out of my body. I couldn't get there. And now I can. Now I get it.
So, anything else you want to talk about? Or do you think we've said it? We've done it?
I think every day this week, the other thing I've noticed is I can breathe better. Every day is a little bit better, and I think I'm like 100% now, but who knows what tomorrow will bring. And you get used to something, you get used to a certain level of what oxygen can I breathe easily, and I didn't even realize I wasn't getting a full breath.
Yeah, just like people don't realize that they're not peeing as well, they're not pooing as well, they're not digesting as well, they're not sleeping as well. They've actually dug a little hell. Yeah. But you've got it. You really do. And you know what? The minute that you realize that there's nobody stopping me from loving myself.
No, there isn't. Just me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but you're lucky too, though. I mean, if you were raising a family, had a big family around you, if you really started looking at doing this, looking after yourself thing, and the rest of the family didn't look after themselves, they'd be after you. On a subconscious level, they would attack you. You look at a woman, just let's make a little thing here. You look at a woman who says she's 20 pounds overweight. She goes and starts working out. She starts eating better, and her husband goes, "Good for you, girl." And then she starts looking, and now the curves are starting to show. And then he says, hey, his subconscious kicks in and goes, wow, I've got that tire here still. Wow, maybe guys are going to start looking at her. I think I better order pizza. And welcome to our world.
That was my best friend, was
Really?
like that. Yeah, she told me, I was really getting a little fanatical about my eating habits, and all this gluten-free and no processed sugar and no dairy, and where's the fun in that? And it was threatening to her. It was really threatening, and she wanted me to be like her.
Well, her subconscious wanted you to be like her.
Yeah.
Her heart didn't. Her spirit didn't.
Right.
Yeah, because the subconscious rules us. Like my subconscious is ruling me right now. But guess what? I went in there and said, yeah, I approve of these prominent beliefs, because it's always going to do that. We're not always in the present moment. I'm in the present moment right now. I think I'm in the present moment 95% of the day, and the majority are only in the present moment 5% of the day. Did you know that?
Yeah.
That's actually research that was done. And that's why they don't own their lives. That's why they can't heal, because you can't heal anywhere except in the present moment. So until you want to be present, but why would you want to be present when you don't like yourself?
You wouldn't.
That's right. So the first thing is you got to kind of wake up to the fact, do I really love myself? Do I really even like myself? And then what is love? I think love is feeling at total peace and calm even when there's chaos in the room. That's what love is.
Yeah, it's easy to be loving when everything's calm and peaceful, but
Yeah.
when things are chaotic, that's when you really show if you still can find the love
Yeah.
and be in the moment, because there's never any emergency when you're in the moment.
That's right. Because you're taking action if it's needed.
Right.
Is there anything you want to leave with anybody?
If you have any issues in your tissues, you need to come see Daryl and Sage, and don't procrastinate it. Don't think, well, I can't afford it, because you can't take it with you. We're all leaving this planet one day, and you deserve to be healed. Today we did such a emotional session when we did the shoulders. I had that big release. Sage asked me if I wanted to wait for tomorrow to work on the face, because the TMJ is pretty intense release of any blocks in that area. And I said, no, I don't want to wait till tomorrow. I want to do it today. I deserve to do it today. I deserve to move through this. And wow, am I glad I did it.
I know, because you're on the other side.
I am. I'm on the other side, yeah.
It's as small as, I just can't make the phone call. Make the phone call.
Yeah.
No, I can't get that. I can't throw out the chips. Throw out the chips. No, I gotta call my mother. Yeah, but she upsets you every time you call her. Don't call her.
Don't call her. You put yourself first. Put yourself first before anyone else. Join that Braveheart course, because I learned to put myself first before anyone else. And I love a lot of people in my family and my friends, but no more do I put other people first. I put me first before anyone else or anything else.
And that's a difficult thing to learn, because that is part of the corporate programming. And it's corporate programming. It's not family programming. Just because your family teaches you to put everybody else first, it wasn't their programming. That was handed down to them, which was handed down through generations of programming. Well, it's just not right. Well, yeah, it is right. It's just not done. Are you done yet? Have you suffered enough? And for the amount that you suffer, it's only somebody else that made up the rules and decided that you should suffer this much for this and this much for that, and every family does it different, and why don't you just make up your own life and make it a beautiful one? What do you think?
Absolutely. And the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Yeah, and I think there's a chance that you're probably going to see me and Marilyn sitting here again, aren't we?
Oh, yeah.
You know why? And we're going to be sitting here because I think even this is part of the therapy, isn't it?
Sure it is.
Because, when she talks to you right now, she's validating to her subconscious that there's a new sheriff in town called Braveheart, and that's her. All right? Do you want to show them your shirt?
Sure.
Show what I want to show you what she's done and that we need to do. Okay? Take a look at this. Now, isn't that something? Let me read it to you. Okay? Lionheart breathing. Okay, you may not know that, but that's 6 seconds in, 7 seconds out. 3, 2, 1. Okay, back to the present. That's this. I got this. This is called the love band. And when I snap this, I can hear it, I can feel it, I can see it. And I've brought all my senses into this, that I am going to go forward with a different program. And that's a kiss. And that's a hug. Because I do love myself. Okay, and then she says, I promise to trust, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and totally love myself first and foremost before all others. So help me God. I am healed, I am Braveheart. Underneath that, I let others off the hook. I fill my own heart every day. Gratitude, attitude, smile, okay? Shine your light. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So I didn't ask her to do this, and you know what? Do you want to know something? The day that you see things happen is this, when you take massive action. When you went and actually went from here in the present moment and said, I'm going to design my own shirt, that's when everything changed in your life.
Right.
Because the emotional created a physical thing that is a beautiful reminder.
It's important to me. I did a lot of, I really tune into motivational, physical manifestation of what my intent is. And I made little business cards that also have this type of stuff on it. And I put them all over my house to remind me all the things I want to work on during the day. My bioptron, my structured water, my structured air, all of the tools that keep me in the now, all of the tools that heal my body and make the best me I can be.
So here's the deal. They're always out there reminding us that what? There's not enough water, there's not enough air, there's not enough money, there's not enough food, and there's not enough love to go around. So why can't we remind ourselves about the God-given truth that there's enough of everything? You know, they're saying, oh, there's 7 billion people. Did you know that you can actually put 70 billion people in just one of the United States states? You know, the reality is there's enough of everything, okay? There's not enough. There's not enough when you believe there's not enough. And is there enough for you?
There's plenty for me.
That's right. All right, everybody, and there's plenty for you. We left a lot for you too, didn't we?
You betcha.
We left a lot for everyone, all right? That which created the whole universe, okay, is not dysfunctional, and neither are you. Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
3, 2, 1, you are this.